Hello everyone, I'm Ben Stevens, 56, and today I have a bit of a special video. This is the not for resale demo cart for Ocarina of Time 3D. So basically this is the cartridge that was played on the in-store demo when you went to like GameStop or Target or whatever they had in Europe, Game Station I think, I'm not actually sure. But yeah, this is what you would have played on, and I am just going to go through and point out some of the differences, some of the things that you'll see that are different from the final release of the game later on, and just point out a few little key points here and there. As far as I know, there are two versions of these. There's a North American one and a European one, and both are identical as far as I can tell. There might be a few very minor textual differences, but I think that's about it. As you can see on the title screen, we have our first big difference in you have this menu select, and there's that big demo across the front. So now this cutscene's gonna play, and it looks like the title screen sequence plays out exactly like normal. You know, the title screen otherwise looks exactly the same, except you have these three options right here. So, Kokiri Forest, inside the Deku tree, and Gohma. You can start at any of those 3 points and then just play through the game accordingly. So let's dive right in. Let's get to Kokiri Forest, and we're granted with the rating system. This is the North American one right here. So on the European system, they would give you the European rating. So diving right in, everything looks, feels, controls pretty much exactly the same. You start the game with 2 red potions, 10 Deku nuts, slingshot with 30 Deku seeds, and 10 Deku sticks. On the map, you just have the Kokiri Forest, and gear-wise, you already have the sword, shield, tunic, and bullet bag seed to hold 30 seeds. Or yeah. You have motion controls on by default, and it is not Y inverted. It is standard orientation as far as aiming. And yeah, everything feels and looks about the same. I don't really, right off the bat, there aren't any differences. If you talk to this guy, there is a bit of a difference though. He basically tells you, go talk to the Deku tree, don't ask me for help, but everything in Kokiri Forest is, you know, it looks the same. Everyone says the same things. The movement is exactly the same. Yeah, there really isn't, at a first glance, anything really different. Here, as you can see, the Lost Woods is boarded up. This is, of course, not in the original game, and you cannot get into the Lost Woods. So once inside the Deku tree, everything once again appears to be, well, exactly the same. 3 Deku Babas, big web, 3 bushes, there's vines. If you walk over to the vines, Navi talks to you, etc, etc. You don't have any of the dungeon items yet, so no map, no compass. They are in their respective chests. You do not already have those, like the slingshot. Like, here's the map chest. I'm not going to open it because, well, that would be lame. Navi talks to you at this door. Same text. Nothing is different at all. Now, this is the slingshot chest, and as you can see, we already have the slingshot, but we can still get the slingshot a second time by opening this chest. And yay, you got the slingshot, even though we already have it, so that's pretty goofy. Now, one really strange difference that I realized about this version is when you go through Gohma's door, it's actually barred on the other side. And I guess this was because if you selected the Gohma fight, they didn't want you to leave back into the Deku tree. I'm not sure why, but this barred door acts pretty weird because A, you can't go through it. It doesn't even look like it's a real door. It looks like fake, and normally if you go up to a barred door, Navi will try to talk to you, but she doesn't. So I don't know why this is here. It might be real, I'm not sure. Alright, so upon beating Gohma, we can just enter the blue warp here, and when we finish the dungeon, the Deku tree actually gives us some alternate text that is not in the original game. It's nothing too astonishing, but it's definitely a difference. And I'll just, let you read it, but it's pretty much, nothing too special. And at that, the demo ends. Says thank you for playing, and it'll prompt me back to the title screen. Now, what I would like to show off is that this demo is a little bit more than meets the eye, per se. And that is because when we come over here, there's this guy right here, and he's blocking our way, and he doesn't want us to get through or whatever. But using a glitch called triple slash clipping, and I didn't get it. Be a bit finicky. Alright. We can get through him like that, and we can just roll under him and out into the loading zone. And actually, this cutscene is here, and it plays perfectly normally. Everything about it is normal. And we are given the ocarina, and as you can see, the ocarina is now on my bottom screen. And it works, actually, just like the normal ocarina. Everything about it is completely normal. We can't actually do anything with it because it's we don't have any songs. And here we have Hyrule Field working perfectly normally. The entirety of Hyrule Field is completely loaded in the demo version of the game, which is pretty silly. The fact that it's here. Yeah, on this cartridge, even though this is supposed to just have Gohma Forest and whatnot. Now, upon entering Lon Lon Ranch, we're greeted with everything being perfectly normal. The ranch looks just as it would otherwise. Everything is fine and dandy. It's all loaded. These rupees are here. But if I were to enter either of these buildings or the corral in the back, my game would actually crash. So I don't want to do that at all. I wonder, does... Yep, you can get yourself a gold skull tool on this tree. Everything's here. Everything is here, exactly where it should be, and that prompts me with the gold skull tool on my bottom screen. So Lon Lon Ranch is perfectly normal, which is pretty goofy that it's still here like this. Alright, now if I were to go to Hyrule Castle, my game would actually crash because it is not able to load any of the market for whatever reason. I guess it's not on the cart. It seems to not load areas with alternate scene setups, and I don't know why. It's pretty weird, but I guess that's how it works. Here we have Kakariko Village. Once again, loads exactly how you would expect it to. Everything is here. You could see the Skulltulas on that intro cutscene. Those are here. Everything's perfectly normal. And also, the graveyard would also load normally. I'm not going to go in there, but that would work. But on entering, and I'm going to do a little trick here. Called a Navi Dive. I'm going to enter bottom of the well, and that is going to, just to show you, crash my game. Dungeons aren't loaded. And upon doing that, actually, interestingly enough, uh, instead of taking me back to the home menu, as it would normally do if your game crashes, it actually just takes you straight back into the game. And the reason behind that is, I guess, because even if you power the 3DS on with the game cart in the system, it'll go directly to the game also. I guess because someone turned off the game in the store, they didn't want them getting into the home menu and messing with things, so that's pretty interesting. So in here in Hyrule Field, we have this grotto, and the grotto loads perfectly fine. Here we have the chest, contains its normal contents, which is a blue rupee. Everything's in here. Everything works perfectly fine. However, if we were to go to Lake Hylia, that would crash our game, so I'm not going to go there. So here, Gerudo Valley does not crash the game. It is here on the demo cart. And I was actually quite surprised when I discovered this later. Not bad. But when I was first messing with the demo cart some time ago, this was maybe over a year ago, I don't think this trick was really known or practiced. So I'm going to do a trick here. It's pretty finicky. This is called the Cuckoo Seam Walk. And basically, there's a little piece of collision here that's very finicky. And I'm just going to very slowly climb this upwards. Very gentle. Making sure to do very crisp, precise movements, and I'm just gonna keep going up and up and up. Okay, so this should be enough. So now I'm just gonna get a good angle here, and I'm just gonna glide across. And with a nice timed grab, I can get over to the other side and explore a little further into this demo cartridge, see what else there is to show. And upon entering Gerudo Fortress, I was really surprised to find that this is still here, and this does not crash the game, which I think is super weird. I honestly cannot believe that this is you're able to load this, but here it is. Very interesting, very interesting. Now, there's another trick we can do here, and this is also quite finicky. I'm going to get on the other side of this gate here with some weird movements and side hops and shenanigans. So I'm gonna line up my camera here. Alright, so that puts me on this seam. And then I can... Actually, let's try this. Alright. And we can side hop back in bounds. Now what I was really surprised about is the fact that the Haunted Wasteland loads. I was so astonished to figure out that this is still on the demo cartridge. It doesn't make any sense why this is still here and why this loads properly, why this does not crash the game. It kind of proved wrong every theory I had about what I thought made certain areas crash on this demo. But here it is. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any way to cross this river here as of yet. there's no way to get enough speed to actually get across, which is very unfortunate because I would love to keep exploring, but unfortunately this is as far as I can go, which is, well, it's sad. Okay, well, besides beating the game, another way to time out the demo, or to end the demo, is to time it out. It has a 10-minute timer. I think it's 10 minutes, actually. Don't quote me on that. And it will take you back to the title screen. It'll say thank you for playing, etc., etc. Now, another way that you can end the session on the demo is if you die, the game will prompt you back to the title screen with a thank you for playing message, etc., as seen here. Now, I have actually never tested this, but I'm assuming I already know the answer, so let's give it a try and see what happens to Gerudo Fortress. And crash. Okay. I was pretty sure that's what it was. All right, so I think that's actually pretty much all the major differences between the demo version and the final release of the game. So I hope you found this video fun and informational. If you have any questions about the demo, or if you'd like me to try anything, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.